We've been using Apple's new 2019 MacBook Air for about a week, and we can say that it basically feels the same as last year's model. But unlike last year, quite a few things have changed that will greatly impact your buying decision. If you've seen our recent "Which MacBook Should You Buy in 2019" video, you probably already know that the new base 13-inch MacBook Pro is the king of value when it comes to performance, being much faster than the MacBook Air and offering basically twice as much performance per dollar. So in the case that you really want the most performance you can get, you should obviously just buy the MacBook Pro instead. But what if you don't really care that much about performance? And what if you value other things instead, like battery life, typing experience, and saving a couple $100? That's the case for a lot of people out there. For people who just need a basic, reliable, and premium laptop, to students, writers, or programmers. And yes, we did just release a brand new video talking about how it actually makes sense for some people to buy an iPad Pro over a MacBook Air. But if you're digging the traditional laptop feel and you need macOS, the Air still makes a lot of sense to buy, despite being the only MacBook in Apple's 2019 lineup with a dual-core processor. And in the real world, unless you're doing power-demanding productivity tasks, the MacBook Air is still fast enough for a lot of people. For example, people have been using dual-core MacBook Airs for programming and apps like Xcode for years, despite being much slower than the MacBook Pros. Sure, it won't get the job done as quickly, but it still gets it done. And for productivity work like programming, the MacBook Pro's brighter and more color-accurate display doesn't really matter. On the plus side, the MacBook Air does get True Tone technology this year, a feature which automatically adjusts the white balance of the display to match the environment you're in. So if you're in a very warm lit, dark room, the screen won't blast you with a bunch of distracting blue light. This is a really great feature, especially for people who spend a lot of time typing on their MacBooks. And for typing, the MacBook Air is the best you can get this year. That's mainly due to the fact that the keyboard actually slopes downward towards the front edge, which makes typing a lot more comfortable compared to the flat and straight-edged MacBook Pro. And here's where the drama comes in. Apple's butterfly keyboard is still equipped on this MacBook, and the butterfly keyboard is known for having dead or stuck key issues, and it's a major reason why people think twice about buying it. But is this a major deal? We don't think so, for a few reasons. Let's talk about our sponsor, Squarespace. It's never been so easy to create your own website. There's a huge variety of templates to choose from, and it's so easy that I personally created this business site in no time. Just click to add basically anything from image galleries to buttons and e-commerce products, and then you can easily arrange them. So make it with Squarespace. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/maxtech to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. We've been using and testing Apple's butterfly keyboard equipped MacBooks ever since the original 2015 Retina MacBook. And so far, out of around 30 MacBooks we've tested, with 5 of them being long-term, we've only had issues with one MacBook, and that's the original 2015 12-inch Retina. Other than that, we've experienced none of the issues at all. And the best part about the 2019 MacBook Air is that it features Apple's 4th generation butterfly keys, with new materials that are supposed to be more reliable. This version of the keys has been on the market for around 2 months, and so far we haven't heard of a single report of keyboard issues on the 2019 MacBooks. So we're now pretty confident that if you buy a 2019 MacBook Air, you probably won't experience any issues. And just to give you peace of mind, Apple is giving you a free 4-year keyboard replacement warranty on any new MacBook. And to be completely honest, if your keyboard is affected, it'll probably happen within the first 4 years, so I probably wouldn't worry about it at all. Now here's something great about the MacBook Air. It's now the only new MacBook that comes with function keys, so if you absolutely hate the touch bar that now comes on every MacBook Pro, you can go with the MacBook Air instead. And as a bonus, you still get the Touch ID sensor, which is really convenient for logging in and not having to enter your password every time macOS asks you for it. And while the trackpad is a bit smaller than the one on the Pro, it's still the same industry-leading Force Touch trackpad that's perhaps one of the biggest advantages over Windows laptops. It's seriously the best trackpad you can get. On top of that, if you value battery life, the MacBook Air gets the most battery life out of any MacBook. PC Mag showed that it ran for 20 hours in their battery life test, about an hour and a half longer than the Pro, and completely wiping the floor with other Windows laptops. We tested the speakers various times and we found that they're actually pretty great, especially compared to a lot of Windows laptops out there. Now they're not as bassy as the MacBook Pro speakers, but they're definitely good enough to binge watch your favorite show on Netflix. So with the MacBook Air, you get a very comfortable typing experience, standard function keys, really good speakers, top-of-the-line battery life, a decent display, the excellent trackpad, and reliable macOS software, all for $1,100 or $1,000 with a student discount. So how the heck was Apple able to drop the price by $100 this year for a great laptop like this? Well, here's where the bad news comes in. While testing storage speeds of the new MacBook Air, we saw that they've become quite a bit slower compared to SSDs from 2018. Even the 512GB model was limited to around 1300 megabytes per second read and write speeds. Now, is this a big deal? Actually, I don't think so. Yes, it does suck that storage speeds are slower, but they're still just as fast or faster than most Windows laptops. And for the people this MacBook is meant for, like students, writers, programmers, and common people, the speeds are actually more than fast enough. You really only need faster storage speeds for working with productivity apps like Photoshop, Lightroom, and Final Cut Pro. And if you're doing that, you should be buying a MacBook Pro anyway. So no, I don't think the slower storage speeds are a big deal at all. Overall, this is a great laptop and is probably the best choice if you don't need the extra performance and would like to save a couple $100. However, there is a third wheel that just entered the market, and that's the 2018 iPad Pro, loaded with Apple's upcoming iPadOS software, and I think it could actually make sense for some people to choose that instead. If you haven't already seen that video, definitely check it out right there. And if you enjoyed this review, tap the like button and click the circle above to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.